Good morning, and thank you for joining us this lovely Saturday morning in spite of the fuel queues and all that. My name is Alero Edu.
Good morning, I'm Nel Taigbe, and thank you for joining us. It's been a fantastic week. It's always a fantastic week, always. The fact that you're alive,
right.
the fact that you're alive makes it fantastic. I
Yeah.
mean, there are those who started out the week and they're not
haven't
here
made it
today.
this far.
God bless their soul. But here we are today. Yes, fuel queues or no fuel queues. I know some people spend hours and ended up not buying fuel.
And some people spend hours in traffic jams caused by fuel queues.
That they end up not buying fuel. I like the vibe.
I mean, this morning, for instance, please, when you're queuing for fuel, have a bit of consideration for road users. People have to go and do their own business. Your business is to queue at the fuel station.
At that point in time.
Have their own business that they want to go about. So please give them some access. Coming to the studio this morning, 3 lanes were a fuel queue, leaving just a tiny little space for all those who want access.
But besides the 3 lanes, you have 3 lanes going into the
filling
entrance,
station, which is not selling, by the way.
Which is not selling. Then you now have like 4 or 5 other lanes around the exit of the fueling station that's still not selling. So at the end of the day, it boils down to one thing. We say, there's someone that said one time, corruption is not just at the top, it's even at the bottom.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. So even you who is saying they are not orderly, when you now get to the fuel station, to the queue, you now form your own queue.
Yes.
So that you're the first person to get there.
Lane number 3.
No, there might be lane number 4 and 5 and 6. And at the end of the day, the whole road is blocked. It's not, yes, you must get fuel. And the authorities should ensure this happens. They keep talking about, NNPC says they have how many billion liters of supply?
Oh.
They keep talking about having billions of liters of supply.
They haven't told us anything because, the crisis is just biting harder and harder. You'll see a short queue today, and tomorrow you wake up and the queue is about 1 mile long again.
Yesterday, at least, I know I saw this yesterday, where they said they had some 1-point-something billion liters.
So where is it?
Of products in stock.
Where is it?
It's in stock.
In their pockets.
It's in stock.
In stock.
That means it's stored somewhere.
You know, people are saying all kinds of things that, some of it I can't even dare to repeat. But it has to do with the PDP having lost the elections. And I'm sure that's a cue. You can speculate what people are saying out there. This is a parting gift from,
I don't know, but it's worrisome. I just think the marketers are not being fair. And I stand to be corrected. I just think they're not being fair.
They want to be paid.
They want to be paid. So are they afraid that when the new administration comes, they're not going to get their money? So they're now punishing Nigerians. We need to be paid now.
Let us just set this thing
the speculations
free.
Okay.
And spend all those billions and trillions that we pay out every month in subsidy to fix our roads and fix our water and fix our power.
Alera, the question will be, the one that has been made free, diesel, how many of you see it?
Is it not available?
You haven't answered the question.
Well,
how many of you see
I see some stations selling only diesel.
Okay.
In the middle of all this crisis that we're seeing at the moment.
Okay. So maybe we should make it free. But the other side is we also need to fix our refineries.
There's no doubt about that. Not just fix refineries, build new ones.
Not necessarily.
Also throw that one open.
Not
if
the big
Neota wants to build one little one in Ajegunle and only supply fuel to Ajegunle area, what's to stop him?
That's an idea.
Then Alera will build one in Ikeja and supply only Allen Avenue area. What's the problem with that?
If that happens, there will be too many big men. And we have to remain few.
Oh, that is true. The big men have to remain few.
The big men have to remain few. How is it that you want to open up the industry for everybody
Tom,
to come?
Dick, and Harry, and they'll all become rich?
There's something wrong with you. Nonsense. You want them to be as rich as we are?
True. We've got to think about that as well. Yes, there's that aspect of it, isn't there? But
But it's still not fair.
the
It's not fair.
more people you have in your nation who can fend for themselves, the better you
Someone
are.
said something. I was an older friend who said, if you're the richest man, or if you're the rich man, whether richest or rich man, if you're the rich one in your community, you're a poor man.
True.
Because everybody looks to you. I was driving through, he made the statement, I was
Bring them
driving him,
all out of poverty.
I was driving through, I was going to drop him off somewhere, and we're driving through a street. Every other place was dark, except one house. See the lights on that house. And when we passed by, he shook his head. I was like, sir, why are you shaking your head? And he said, if you're the rich one in a poor community, you're a poor man. What stops you from having, you have all those lights on your compound. Why don't you spread them? Put the street lights, let every other place be lit. Your house ceases to be conspicuous. But if you're outside, I know everybody
Conspicuous and therefore a target, a sitting target.
So make everybody, there's no fuel, there's no, I'm sorry, you said you won't go there, but there's no power, at least in my area. So it's one tear for me. Oh, okay, sealed lips. That's nice.
I'm sure Nigeria is tired of hearing me talk about power.
No, they're not tired.
So I'm taking a break.
Alera, they're not tired. Because thing is this, they still have to go through the issues with power. And someone says, the same way you talked about building small refineries to supply fuel to Allen Avenue for Alera,
We also need
do the same
small.
for the power sector. Just open up and let things, well,
Keep
what would it-
trying. You're not going to drag me into this discussion.
No, I'm not dragging into the
Keep
discussion.
trying,
But the
keep
question I want to
trying.
ask is, what would it take for everyone to have the basic necessities of life that are almost free? Almost free.
And once you have those basics, then you can channel your energies to things more sublime. You can think about inventing things. I mean, they're talking about inventing the Nigerian car. And I'm thinking, is it the man who hasn't had water to have his bath? Who doesn't have light in his house? So he's busy now writing his formula as to how he's going to make this car, and bing,
Oh, it happened in the National Assembly.
off goes power.
It happened on Thursday.
So how can you think? How can you think of important things? You're busy struggling for the basics.
I think that when things like what happened on Thursday happen in the National Assembly, the legislators will wake up and understand that, hey, we need to carry out our oversight functions effectively. I mean, they're all in plenary having their discussions, and suddenly the lights go out. So some stand, some
Welcome
sit,
to the
some
world.
walk out, and then they're just there until after 20 minutes, the lights are restored.
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
In some areas, that's all they get in a week.
It was biting enough for them to fill it for 20 minutes. And some of them had to walk out because they couldn't stand the heat.
Oh.
So they had to leave the kitchen.
Oh,
But maybe we have
they
them.
couldn't stand the heat for 20 minutes.
So you can imagine what other Nigerians
Some areas
go through.
haven't had it for a month. Some areas have 10 minutes every other day. And these are Nigerians, tax-paying Nigerians.
We're hopeful.
What do we want them to say?
Hopeful. Stay hopeful.
Oh, okay. Back to fuel. The tankers on Apapa, causing accidents and causing deaths and stuff like that.
On Thursday again, the traffic on Apapa Expressway stood still for at least 7 hours.
The one of Tuesday was the same. It began from the toll gate. Because normally my journey home takes me 15, 20 minutes from work. It took me 3 hours. And we understand that it's as a result of the activities of tanker drivers further up the road on the Apapa Oshodi Expressway.
Then I again ask the question, all the traffic managers, what do they do? You're talking about tanker drivers. Sometimes you get to the express, Berger. You're getting to Berger, there's this huge traffic. And when you eventually manage after like an hour or two to get past that traffic, you find out it was just the buses picking passengers.
Yes, it's that bus stop.
And their traffic,
It's that
there are
bus stop.
traffic managers there. every day. If you
Just standing there looking, you know.
try making Ojodu Beggar a normal day between 2 and 4 p.m. You'll be stuck at that spot for at least 3-4 hours.
Oh, jeez. So what can be done about that?
Those that need to
Must we
do,
all live through such hardship
everybody
on a daily
just,
basis? No wonder everybody is so aggressive and everybody is always in a hurry.
you turn on your trafficator, you're going to the right, and the person behind you sees the traffic.
Speeds up.
Speeds up. I need to get there before you do.
Yes, and it speeds up. I mean, road courtesy. Anyway, let's
Everybody just needs to take
let's look
responsibility.
at the menu. Let's look at the menu for today. We're going to begin with the race for the leadership of the National Assembly.
Does it have to be a race? We just talked about racing here.
Okay, the struggle. It's not a race, it's just a struggle.
Then we'll go on to look at the impeachment moves. There's an impeachment movement moves around the country in some
Impeachment
states.
fever in a number of states right
Just
now.
in the wee hours of the tenure.
Then we were going to talk some commercial business, the MTN Aptitude Campaign.
Then we return to the nation, the national income alternative to oil. How would that be?
Then lastly, we'll look at the PricewaterhouseCoopers report, the way forward. So that's what we're going to be talking about this morning. So grab your cup of tea or whatever and just sit back and enjoy the morning with us. See you momentarily.